Hey guys, Darren Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast tonight. We're going back to the great state of North Carolina. We're going to interview Mr. Rodney Bell. Rodney got a top 10 finish last year at the BFL North Carolina Division tournament on Kerr Lake. Very interesting scenario happening this weekend. So both the North Carolina Division and the Shenandoah Division will be having tournaments on Kerr Lake this weekend. So one's on Saturday, one's on Sunday. But we're going to talk to Rodney. He's going to give us a lowdown on how he got his top 10 finish from last year, what he predicts for this year. A lot of great content coming your way. You're not going to want to miss this. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are still accepting entries until our $2,500 giveaway at the end of the year. That lucky angler will be selected right after the BFL season concludes. In order to enter into that giveaway, all you have to do is hit the link at the top of the description right below this video. We've got a lot of great companies in the fishing industry, such as Flambeau Outdoors, Costa Del Mar, Seaguar Line, Lou, Strike King, Tackle Warehouse, the Rod Glove. This is a great giveaway for any angler out there. You're not going to want to miss this. And again, all you have to do is hit that link and enter in. It just takes 3 seconds. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. Our products are THC-free, made right here in America. We are committed to always being a worker-friendly brand, so no worries about failing a drug test or anything like that. You can purchase them directly off our website. That's www.revitaloutdoors.com. That being said, let's go ahead and bring Rodney into the studio from the great state of North Carolina. He lives on a high rock, a great place to live, great part of the country. Rodney, how you doing this evening, bud?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I'm doing well. Very honored to have you on our podcast. Rodney, let's just get into it. You know, you've amassed a great career as a BFL and Toyota Series angler. You've done very, very well in the state of North Carolina. So let's just get into it. You know, Kerr Lake, top 10 finish last year. That same tournament's coming up this weekend. Let's talk about it. You know, what kind of happened last year? Maybe give us a little idea of what you were doing. What do you predict for this year?
I think it'll be pretty much the same, even though it's running this year seems to be a couple weeks behind from last year. But this tournament is actually a little behind. Last year, I think it was on the 9th. And I started off with a shad spawn. You know, this time of year up there, the shad spawn and the herring spawn's going on. So you can pick your poison on that. But, you know, I stuck mostly with the shad spawn bite. And I ran that pattern, you know, probably till, 10 o'clock, maybe 11. And then, you know, went to my other deal, kind of the backup plan, so to speak. But like I said, you know, the shad spawn, it was fast and furious. It didn't take long at all to catch 5, but you just had to weed through them to catch a couple good ones.
Absolutely. Well, I want to back up a little bit. You know, I'm originally from Oklahoma. I fished a lot in Oklahoma. That's where I got started tournament fishing. Moved to Arkansas, where I went to college, fished a lot on Beaver Lake, Table Rock, Lake Washita, Lake Hamilton. I was always around shad. Then I moved to Florida, same deal. We're always around the threadfin, around the shad, glass minnows. I know how they spawn. I know what it looks like, what you need to look for when that shad spawn's happening. Is there a difference between the shad spawn and the herring spawn?
Yeah, the shad are usually up first thing in the morning. You know, they do most of their spawning actually at night. So the first couple hours in the morning is key. And, you know, if you got a little cloud cover, you know, it extends that bite quite a bit. But the herring, they're more of a wait till the sun gets up, and you know you can a lot of times find them on red clay banks, stuff like that. But it goes on to me way more in the day. But you can find a shad spawn, you know, on up in the day. You know, especially like I said, if it's cloudy, like it's forecasted to be this weekend. But you know, it's kind of you can do both. Like I said, you can start off with the shad spawn, and then once that sun gets up, if it comes up, you know, then you can kind of switch over to the herring bite.
Okay, so are you saying that like the herring spawn, for instance, it thrives a little bit more in that weather? Like, for instance, this weekend, they're calling for cloudy weather, a little bit of wind. The shad spawn may not happen, but are you saying the herring spawn will still happen?
No, it's kind of opposite.
Okay.
Herring spawn do their thing more in the sun. You know, they are not very, you know, lively in the mornings in the cloud cover and in the darkness. But as the sun gets up, you know, that gets a lot more active, where the shad are kind of opposite. They spawn more at night. So the first couple hours is key on the shad spawn.
Okay. You know, one thing I've, come to learn about the shad spawn is you got about a 30-minute window.
Right.
I've never seen anything last longer than that 30-minute window because the shad are flickering at the top. They create a lot of commotion on the surface of the water, and the bass key in on that. how is that different from the herring spawn, or is it about the same?
No, like I said, it's the same, but like I said, this cloud cover extends it. And even though, them shad are not up on the flipping in the rocks or around the black floaters, you can still catch them on, on your white jig or spinner bait, but you just need to back out a little bit, fish a little bit deeper. You might not see the bait as much, but they're still in the area. And them fish, tend to hang out there because it's going to happen again that next night. So, you can kind of fish that even though you're not visually seeing the shad spawn. But like I said, that white jig's a player all day at times, especially in the cloud cover.
Okay. So looking forward to this tournament this weekend on Kerr Lake. Is that what you're looking for? You're looking for that shad spawn. You're looking for that flickering on the surface relating to a hard surface up shallow. Is that kind of what your game plan is going into it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I've been going to my primary area and see a bank with 6 or 8 herring on it and, just make a hard left and run in there and hit that. Sometimes you can land on the mother lode. Sometimes it don't happen. But, so, it's feast or famine a lot of times.
I got you. What do you think weight-wise it's going to take this weekend, for both tournaments? I know you're fishing the North Carolina division, but the Shenandoah is fishing this weekend as well. Do you think there's a close possibility of the 20-pound bag coming from both days, Saturday and Sunday? What's your thoughts on that? Like, what's going on right now? I know, and I say this, and I hate to interrupt you, but I know going into it, Old Man Winter has been hanging around this year. Everything's delayed. There's been a lot of weather. I've also heard reports that Kerr's a little bit higher this year, a little bit dirtier with that, rainfall you guys have been getting. So, kind of what's your thoughts?
Well, I fished 2 Piedmont divisions there just 2 weekends ago, and 18-something won both weekends, or excuse me, both days, Saturday and Sunday. So, definitely 20 pounds is a possibility, but, I think, if I came in with 18 pounds, I'd feel really, really strong, really good about, definitely a top 3, but I would think, you're definitely in contention for a win with 18 pounds.
And is that person that has that 18 pounds plus, are they have all largemouth, spotted bass, or mixed bags?
No, there's very few spots in there.
Oh, really? Okay.
The ones I've caught are 14 and 15 inches. I've never seen a big spot weighed in up there. I've never caught one. I've probably never caught one bigger than 15 inches. So, yeah, mostly all largemouth.
That's a pound and a halfer. That's not going to help you in the tournament to win.
No.
So that's a keeper. Don't get me wrong. As a co-angler, you want to see those, but right. That's not going to help you to win a tournament on the boater side. So completely understandable. That's really cool. How much stagger do you think between the winning weight to the, just get a check?
That's last 2 weeks ago, 12 and change got a check both days. It was more in the high 12s. The second day is actually a little bit better. The second day, the first day, I think it was 12-8 got a check. And then next time it was 12-2 the first day and 12-9 the second day is what it was. Okay. So, if you're in the 12, 13 pound range, especially if you break that 13 pound range, which is, a little more than a 2.5 pound average, you probably definitely gonna get a check.
Okay. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the co-anglers. For the co-angler division, we always say, or the co-angler side, not division, excuse me. We always say the co-anglers need about half of what the boaters got. That's not necessarily true in the winning side of things. You're going to have one co-angler, as I like to call him, you're going to have one jackass in the field. It comes in with that 16, 17 pounds as a co-angler. He's going to win, but it takes about half as much to get a check. So we're looking at 7, 8 pounds. How does a co-angler go out and do that when he has no knowledge of Kerr Lake? Maybe his boater didn't give him anything. Obviously, he just wants to go get bites. How does he do that?
Do something different. Like I said, I fished 130 some BFL events, and I think the worst thing a co-angler can do is the same thing I'm doing. The second week I fished, or the second day I fished 2 weeks ago, my co-angler finished second, and he threw a wacky rig behind me. I was power fishing with a jig, and he picked his wacky rig up, and he caught 2, almost 3 pounds in the first place we stopped. And, and he ended up only catching 5, but he had 5 that weighed 12, 14. And then I think 14 something ended up winning, but like I said, he finished second. So like I said,
yeah, he's in the top 5.
Yeah. I think the worst thing you can do is do the same thing the boater's doing, but that's just my opinion.
I've always said the same thing. I've fished a number of co-angler events myself. Unless that dude's catching them on every cast, do not replicate what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And think about baits that really get a lot of bites. You're not after the big bites as a co-angler. You're just after getting a number of bites. So a 1/4 ounce trap, a smaller swim jig, a fluke, a wacky worm, shaky head, something that's just going to allow you to get more bite. The goal is to never compete with your boater. If you're a co-angler out there, listen to me. Do not compete with your boater. I just don't do it. And the best way you can do that is just try to go out and get bites, because your boater is going to be focused on getting the 5 right bites. As a co-angler, you just need to get 5 bites or as many bites as you can throughout the day. So downsize your line, downsize your baits. Don't get in your boater's way. Throw out the back of the motor. I mean, that's a little secret I have to give. And just try to go get bites.
Exactly.
I got
Very
you.
good advice.
Rodney, before we let you go, you've given a lot of great advice to Kerr Lake this coming weekend. Obviously, we want to say good luck to you. But I did a little research on you at Facebook. You got a lot of great family, friends. You got even some sponsors in that area where you live that support you. Anybody let's give a shout out or a thank you to?
Yeah, Level Rods being number one. I've been with them pretty much almost ever since the company came out. And it's Great Rod and Biz Baits, E&L Lures, K9 Fishing Line, Crossroads Tire Plus. All of them help me out in different ways. So, like I said, Level Rods is definitely, my number one sponsor.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to all the sponsors that Rodney just mentioned. One thing I just noticed about what you just mentioned, Rodney, is all those sponsors, all those companies are native to the Carolinas where you live.
Yes,
so it's
sir.
really cool to see non-endemic and endemic companies giving back to the anglers in that area, really being involved in the fishing community. That really means a lot. And, from the bottom of my heart, someone that works in the industry endemically now, that just truly means a lot, that a lot of companies are focused on fishing, the greatest sport on earth. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. If you'd like to argue with me, please send me a message on Facebook. But it's just really cool to see all those people, want to get involved in the fishing community and support people like yourself.
Well said.
Rodney, wish you all the best of luck this year. Wish you the best of luck at this tournament this coming weekend. Hope to have you back on our podcast, because that usually means very good things are happening for you. Good luck to all the anglers fishing both the Shenandoah and the North Carolina Division tournaments this year, or this coming weekend on Kerr Lake. Before we let you go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also, you've been watching that scrolling banner this whole video, scrolling across the bottom. Hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. Enter in to win our $2,500 angler giveaway sweepstakes package. This is not one you want to miss. I've mentioned all the great companies that are involved in this at the beginning of the podcast. So go ahead, hit that link if you haven't already to enter in. From all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning in. You've been talking to Mr. Rodney Bell, a top 10 angler from last year's BFL North Carolina Division tournament on Kerr Lake. Again, just as a reminder, that same tournament's coming up this weekend. Be safe out there. God bless. We'll talk to everyone very, very soon.
Thank you, Theron.